Hello, my beautiful mystic hearts, and welcome to today's love reading. All right, so I was hearing that there's new love in your life at the moment, but that it's self love. I get the sense that you're, for the very first time, actually stepping into your power and that you've just got a lot of real strength around you at the moment, is what I'm feeling, which is a really beautiful energy. So I want to tap into your energy today, really see what's happening with your connection, where you are in your journey at the moment. And then we'll tap into the person on your mind as well. So it will be a really interesting reading today. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what's around you at the moment. So we'll be using the Oracle of Shadows and Light deck today. It's a really beautifully illustrated deck, this one. So I'm really quite looking forward to using this. If you can see that there. So we'll be referring through to the guidebook as well. So with the author of Lucy Cavendish. Just to make sure, that we're really getting a sense of those messages that should be really coming through as well. So, yeah, like I said, it should be really interesting reading. So let's get into it. All right, so just going to start by shuffling my cards here, just to get your energy through these cards. I'll start pulling a couple of these for you. Like I said, I'm just getting this real sense of self-love, self-empowerment, like really stepping into that Empress energy is what I'm hearing. So let's do this. I'm just going to split the deck here just to get your energy through. And yeah, these are also really large cards here, so bear with me as I try to shuffle these. But yeah, just really getting your energy through these at the moment. All right, we've just had the first 3 come out, so we will take those. It was 3 cards that I wanted, so we will take these. All right, so what have we got? So we've got the Carnivus Greenhouse, Sewer Mermaid, and then we've got the Carousel Fairy as well. So let's start with this one. I've been called to deal with this one first, so we'll deal with Carnivorous Greenhouse. So this is, I'll just put these over here. So this is your current energy at the moment. So the number 38 could also be an important number to you as well, or the 3rd of the 8th, 8th of the 3rd. I was just hearing that that might be an important birthday. But we've got Carnivorous Greenhouse, and a tempting offer has a high price. So let's have a look. Let's just see what's going on with you at the moment. All right, so we'll find number 38. All right, so this card, so it says, you may observe someone speaking cruelly about others, sending out toxic energy, seeming to feel extremely entitled to money, fame, life force, attention, but unable to create their own. They treat themselves rather like royalty. And if others are servants, and as if others are servants whose purpose is to fulfill their wishes, they can be charming and cunning because they do want you to do something for them. They spend much of their time trying to feed others. And if you deny them this, they become very angry. Narcissistic, you are seen as a source to them, a way of getting something. I'm just going to flip the page here. So this is sad, but even sadder if you allow yourself to be their victim. So very interesting that this is, when I was hearing around that power, like you're stepping into empowerment, I think that you were really starting to, as I said, for the first time in your life, actually understand relationships and what you expect from relationships, and what you're not willing to put up with anymore. So back to the book. So it says this could indicate either a person or a workplace, or a belief system that is demanding, all-consuming, and almost cult-like in its practices and its ethics. Whatever Carnivorous Greenhouse presents, it is a dangerous alliance to contemplate. Do not get too close. Observe and learn if you must. Do not become an experiment. They will bite you, and they will try to take from you. It is in their nature. So I really think that you, as sort of as part of the person that you are just an incredibly giving person. And I think that you really overlooked when people were trying to take advantage of you. And I think not just in the connection that you have with this person on your mind, but just with people in general. And I think that you're really learning how to set boundaries, especially with narcissistic people. So I think that you had a tendency to draw people in. And I say narcissistic, I don't mean narcissists specifically, but narcissistic people. So people that, are not making you a priority, people that, take from you, but don't actually give back. So relationships that don't have equal give and take. And I think that this is really what you put up with a lot in your life. And I think that as a result of this connection, that is part of your shadow that you've been healing out. So this connection with this person on your mind has really highlighted those issues for you. And you've really learned to set very strong boundaries with people, is what I'm hearing, which is why you're stepping into your power, right? You are really stepping into that goddess energy, that real empress energy. Really, I'm just hearing that you just don't take anything from anyone anymore, which is really beautiful energy. I'm also seeing the moon up here as well. So I think that you are very much in tune with your intuition at the moment. I think that you're really starting to see through people's shadows. And I think you can identify now when people are putting up a mask. And I think you can actually see straight through people's masks now. I don't think that you are willing to put up with this carnivorous greenhouse behavior from people anymore. So people who, are, I want to say using you. I don't know if that resonates with a couple of you, but that word using you, you're no longer going to allow people to do that. And, you're really just stepping into that really beautiful energy. I'm seeing the strength card as well. I feel like you've been on this journey for a little while, this real healing energy, this healing journey, which would have been triggered by this person on your mind. So that would mean that you would be identifying either with a twin flame connection or a divine counterpart connection of some sort, soulmate connection potentially. But this person has really triggered that in you. So I think before you met this person, I want to say you may be a bit of, I don't mean this to sound harsh, but I think you might have been a little bit of a doormat before you met this person. But now I think you're just saying, nope, I'm not taking it anymore, and really stepping, as I just feel, just really stepping into your inner power, which is beautiful. So that also means that there's been a lot of inner child work as well. Really taking care of that inner child, being very kind to that inner child is what I just heard as well. So just really beautiful energy, strong energy that you're standing in. Also too, I've just been shown as well, there's a lot of plants in here, right? So that really reminds me of earth energy. So you could also be a Virgo. Straight away I was hearing, or you could be one of the other earth signs as well. So Taurus, Capricorn as well, I was just hearing. But I'm also just seeing a lot of earth here. So just a lot of grounding as well. So you could really be coming into a lot of inner balance as well, as the other thing that I'm hearing, which is beautiful energy. So that's, so currently. Lovely. All right. So what's the next card that we had here? The next card's a bit of a funny card, actually. So the number 25. So we've had Sewer Maid. So your sensuality is beautiful. All right. So let's get to see what this is. I'm already intuitively just getting that feeling that you are really stepping into your sensuality, which is all part of, that real Empress glow that you're stepping into. A real glow up energy. I just immediately saw the Nine of Pentacles as well, that real glow up about you. So let's have a look. All right, so the Sewer Maid. Oh, I'll get to the right page in a second. All right, so this speaks to the part of you that is natural and beautiful. This is why I was seeing the Nine of Pentacles, that real glow up energy. Most likely, your sensuality has been influenced by thoughts and ideas about what is unworthy, unhealthy, and perhaps even dirty. So, a part of you has to evolve and exist in a less than healthy way. It is time to clean up your act, not of all natural impulses, but of the way you have thought about it. Something beautiful has been treated badly. It is now up to you to begin to reframe your ideas, thoughts, and therefore your experiences around your sensual self, your body, and love. Let this strong survivor show you how to love yourself again and rise above the rubbish and stink of negative conditioning regarding your beautiful self and the pleasure that this can bring. So that's actually a really powerful, beautiful card, a message to come through, which ties into everything else that we've been talking about. So you really are stepping into that inner glow, that real sensuality as well, about yourself. I'm getting that real Queen of Wands energy. There's like a real, power is what I'm getting around you. Like I said, there's just been a lot of inner healing, a lot of inner work done. Which is really to be commended, because this journey is not easy. Having to go through introspection, looking inwards, trying to understand, your triggers, and trying to understand that pain that you've brought, through with you your entire life. It's a real Ten of Wands energy. It's real baggage that you've been carrying. It's quite overwhelming. And to finally put that down and say, actually, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to be carrying around this baggage, to actually put it down and to actually break out of that social conditioning of what you've been told your entire life about what's wrong and right. And, really just breaking out of that and becoming, your own beautiful, divine, feminine is not easy. It is a really tricky path, real fraught with hurt. Really, it's a lot of hurt that you have to examine, that you have to go through, and now you're just really stepping into this really beautiful power, really understanding what being a divine feminine is. It's just a very sensual energy. I don't mean to, but it is though, and I think for the right collective, this will absolutely make sense to you what I'm talking about. You may also have just started getting out there and dating again. So I have a feeling you've been in hermit energy for a little while as well, just while you've been going through this healing journey. And I think you're now stepping into, like I said, that real Empress glow, that real Nine of Pentacles energy. And I think you may have even just started out dating again. I just heard that, getting back out there, having more time with family and friends, and just starting to really enjoy life again. I think you have been hermiting for a little while. As a result of this, maybe, even that hermit in reverse energy, that sort of that isolation energy. But I think that now, like you're really stepping out, stepping into, just a real fun. I'm getting a real fun vibe with this. And I just don't think that any of this would have been really possible if you hadn't met this divine masculine. I don't know if you and this divine masculine are actually in contact at the moment. I will get tarot, and I'll get, other decks just to see what's going on. But this is really just your energy at the moment. And yeah, like I said, I think that all of this has been triggered because of this connection, which is really beautiful. Like I said, it's such a tough journey, but it is really beautiful, especially when you can get through those initial really big humps, those initial real, start to close out some of those real karmic cycles, and then really start to step into that Empress. And like I said, I think intuition is a big one for you too. For the first time, you're really listening to your intuition. And then we've got 26. So we've got the carousel fairy. So 26 could be very relevant. I'll get my words out, really relevant. So we've got the 2nd of the 6th, 6th of the 7th. I've straight away just seen this horse as well. So you might own horses, or horses might be a really significant animal for you in some way. I've just been straight drawn to that, but horses could be a big one for you. Yeah, so we've got carousel fairy. So what comes around? So let's see what the message is here with this one. So the number 26. All right, so you may have been enjoying your own life. Sorry, I'll start that again. You may have been enjoying your own life reruns lately, wallowing through the memories and feeling sad, bittersweet, and nostalgic about the good old days. Well, that is interesting because if you are going through all of this healing and stepping into your divine empress, then you would be reminiscing at the moment, yeah. Also, the number 26, I'm not sure if I said that, but number 26 or the 6th of the 7th, so June, I was just seeing straight away. So June might be also an important month for you. But it says, you know what? It's fine to muse on the past. Our memories are precious and do need to be tended. But it's another thing altogether to be filled with regret and wishing you'd done things differently. Life is a constant do-over. We get a fresh chance every second we are alive. So stop beating yourself up. You have an opportunity to heal, to clear, to no longer feel sad about the same things anymore. You are so not alone. We all have karmic lessons. This is really magical, actually. And you'll be able, and you'll be all the richer for your learnings and realizing how much wiser you are. So you probably go in and out of this energy, to be honest. I think you probably go in, which is to be expected, because if you are on this amazing healing journey and you're stepping into that glow, then you will be reminiscing on old relationships. I'm hearing on old karmic relationships as well. You're doing a lot of reflecting on that at the moment. And maybe you are in regret about some of the things that you've done or some of the relationships that you've had. Maybe you look back and you think, man, I just really wasn't honoring myself when I was in that situation, or when I was doing that to somebody else and really wasn't honoring myself when I did that. And I would just remind you that that is another layer that you're going to have to get through. That part of self-love is also self-forgiveness. I think that is something you're working on at the moment, but we all do better once we know better, and we're all just trying to do our best, go through this world trying to do our best in the moment, and gosh, the number of things that we could all go back and fix in retrospection is there wouldn't be a single person that wouldn't go back and change anything, but it all led you to this point. I'm just being told to tell you that as well, is that if you are feeling embarrassment or anxiety about things that have happened or people that you've had in your life, that it all happens for a reason. They're all lessons that have to be learned, both for you and for the other person, because just as much as they're karmics in your life, you're also a karmic in their life as well, right? So you're bringing about lessons that they have to learn as well. So don't feel regret. Don't feel anxiety, because I just am hearing as well that it's a waste emotion. It's actually a waste in emotion, because it all had to happen. It's all lessons, and you've got other things to be doing than sitting there feeling anxiety is what I'm hearing. And also be kind to yourself. I'm hearing that as well. I feel like this collective, for the right collective, this will all be really resonating with you, is that without things happening the way they have, you would not be in the place that you're in. So just be kind on yourself. I was going to say, I don't know if you could hear that, but there was a really loud motorbike that just went past my house as well. So motorbikes could also resonate with you in this collective. I feel like I need to get a couple more cards for you. like I said, this is really resonating. I feel like I just need to get a couple more cards. Yeah, if this is your collective, this will be really, there'll be like little light bulbs going off in your head at the moment. I'm just going to get another couple here, please. This one. All right. So we've got two here. So this one flipped over first. So we'll start with this one. So we've got, let's pop up there. So we've got Strange Valentine. So love is strange, the number 27. Also, I was going to say this is really strange. So we've got 25, 26, 27. So you could be seeing a lot of numbers in sequence at the moment. Also, 7th of the second, 7th of the second, 7th. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I feel like you might be seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities around you at the moment, especially when you're thinking about the person on your mind. I just heard that, just to tie you to this reading as well. But let's read this. So the number 27. All right, so this one says, you may have experienced a massive surge in emotional energy and new romantic beginnings. So it's very likely you'll attract, encounter, or simply bump into someone who reawakens long lost feelings inside you and who may not be your type. Hooray, you'll wake up feeling 20 years younger and sometimes feeling giddy with delight. This is good news. Love is indeed strange and wonderful. So I'm getting a couple of things for this. I was picking up one of those last cards, if you can remember, that I think that you might be, I think when we were talking about the card number 25, so the Silver Mermaid, is that you might be out dating. So just with, this real sensual energy around you, I feel like you may have just gotten yourself out on a couple of dating websites. I just heard that. You might have even just gone on a blind date or something, but I just feel like you've got this new love energy around you. So self-love for sure, but also potentially new love, or at least you're just trying to get out there. I think that this soul connection you're in is still very much on your mind, though. I don't think that you can get rid of this person out of your mind. I just heard that, but you're definitely trying to get out there and just get there's a real newness, a new energy around you at the moment. The other thing I was hearing as well is that this very much reminds me when reading that is around twin flames, and around when that twin flame actually comes into your life, that you are attracted to someone who is so completely different from you. That is the nature of a twin flame journey connection. I said journey, but a twin flame connection is that you do meet this person completely out of the blue, totally serendipitously. It's someone that you were never supposed to meet, but you just happen to be in the same place at the same time when you never were supposed to be, which is normally how it happens. And this person is so completely different from anyone that you would have thought that you've had a connection with. So either it's completely different lifestyles or so religious backgrounds. There's some sort of a societal issue between the two of you. And I'm just seeing here, so we've got this beautiful little fairy here, with the dark hair and the green eyes. That might actually be symbolic too. I was just seeing maybe green eyes is also symbolic for dark hair, green eyes. And I'm seeing this little monster here as well. Wow, this gorgeous little monster. I also just heard Beauty and the Beast. So maybe Beauty and the Beast might also be significant. It's a bit random, but I just heard Beauty and the Beast might be significant for this collective. But, this person is so different from your typical type, And like I was saying, there's always a societal issue. So society around you and your friends around you will typically say this would never work. But that's also a part of the twin flame journey, is you're supposed to be highlighting in others, or highlighting to others, that it's okay to break the mold. It's okay to not confine to, to what the average person thinks is okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay that love comes in all forms, and that's really what twin flames are here to show people. And that's really what I get with the two of you, is I think that this person was someone that was so completely different which is beautiful, you know. The other thing is it could also be really big age gaps. Age gaps is normally a thing with twin flames. Yeah, so some sort of societal issue, just something that your friends and family would be like, nah, this would never work. But you know deep down in your bones that this is your divine. Beautiful, beautiful energy. And then we've got this one here. So this is the last one that I'll pull for you, but we've got 3-3. So you could also be seeing 3-3 at the moment. That's all around divine protection. So your angel teams, you're probably feeling your angel team really close to you at the moment. You could also be seeing a lot of 3-3's angel team. But we've got Dress of Alchemy, release your power. Very interesting would be talking about a power energy with you. Let's have a look. This is a really beautiful energy. It's so nice to be reading this, I have to say. All right, so please take time to clear from your own sacred energy field jealousy, envy, fear, and guilt. Once you are clear, welcome in bright, strong, powerful, healthy energy. Well, this is you. This is what I was picking up as soon as I sat down, well, as soon as I was preparing for this reading. After this has taken place, expect symbols and signs to pour in. Keep your energy strong and bright and follow the signs. When your energy is strong and bright, when you come from a place of love, courage, and wisdom, you will attract the right signs and not be misled. Do not expect to have no change after her arrival. Relationships and situations based on ego-centered concepts containing toxic energies will fall away naturally. And you will now ask yourself, what is your worth? This is not hubris, or well, that means overwhelming pride. It is a self-love in action. So this is very much you at the moment. You are, you know, as we've said, you know, really analyzing the relationships around you, what you're willing to give and what you're willing to give and receive. You know, that real Six of Pentacles energy that you are only going to be accepting, you know, relationships that are equal. And just any toxicity in your life at the moment, you're just like, nope, we're done. I'm getting that out now. I know my self-worth. I'm standing strong. I'm in my power. So really, yeah, so just confirming everything that we've been speaking about already. You're just in a very strong energy, which is really lovely. And like I said, you wouldn't be in this energy. You wouldn't have been so far along with all of this if it wasn't for this masculine that came into your life. Yes, you're masculine. There's been a lot of hurt, especially when the separation happened. But I think you're really moving on from that now. I think you're able to reframe that separation now to say, wow, like look at everything that separation has brought me, you know, which is what we're supposed to do in separation from our twin flame, is we are supposed to be using that time to heal, to examine, you know, to really go inwards, to look at our shadow, you know, especially for divine feminines. You really are given that longing veil, you know, that real need for acceptance from others, that real need for, you know, that fear of abandonment. You know, and there are whole reasons why that's the trauma that you carry with you, but you eventually understand that the only place that can come from, that strength, that acceptance, that worth can come from, is from yourself. It can't come from any other place. And it takes a while to get there, but it's a real beautiful realization when you do. And yes, I just think that you look back and you think, wow, none of this could have actually happened if it wasn't for this masculine. And yes, it's been painful and it's been hard, but look at everything that I've now accomplished and look at this amazing energy that I'm stepping into. The other thing I would say as well is that you may have, I just heard this as well, is that given this new frequency that you're stepping into, you may have people close to you or that you have been friends with or family, you know, for people around you that you've thought have been very close to you for a very long time, I just heard this, is that are starting to drop off. So this will happen is as your frequency changes, your team and the universe will only allow you to be aligned with people that are sitting in your frequency. So if you were closing out addictions, if you were moving into healthier cycles, healthier ways of communication, of an abundant path, and your frequency is literally changing, and so you will start to repel people that aren't in that same frequency. So that is painful. Like, it is a painful process to go through, as we know, these connections you've had in your life, some of them for years, all of a sudden are just not there anymore, and it is painful. But I'm also being reminded to tell you that those relationships will be replaced with other connections that are on your level, that are within your frequency, in this beautiful new vibration that you're in. Yeah, and just to trust in your spirit team. I'm hearing that, or whoever you pray to up there. Trust. All right, that is really beautiful energy. What I want to do now is I want to just tap into your masculine. I want to see how your masculine is seeing this this energy. So I might just keep these here just because they're such beautiful cards. I'm just going to read this out. And I want to just bring in your masculine. So this person on your mind, how are they seeing it? All right, I'm going to get the Beasts of Albion deck. I love this. This is a relatively new deck to me as well. So I will be referring to this book as well. So this is Beasts of Albion Oracle cards. They're really beautiful. So Amanda Gray is the author for this. So we'll use these cards. I want to tap into your masculine. Also, I will say this as well, just as a reminder, I say this in all of my readings, is that this is not a gendered reading. I do refer to masculine, feminine, he, she, but it does not matter at all which meat vessel you're in. You could be identifying with either the masculine or the feminine, or you could be also, when you're listening in, could be identifying with aspects of both. So it just depends on what journey you're on, what veil you've been allocated, what the type of trauma is that you're called to heal out in this lifetime. All right, beautiful. I'm just going to bring that out again, and let's get into it. So, beautiful. So what is this masculine? How is this masculine seeing this connection? What's going on with this masculine? Really do love these animal cards. All right, so we've got the first one here. I just wanted to come straight out. I try not to wreck these other cards while I'm doing this. I keep them nice and neat. All right, so we've got the raven. All right. So crows or ravens might be a very significant symbol for you. We've also got the number 6. I hope you can see that's the number 6 as well. But let's have a look. All right, I'm getting there. All right, so this is how your masculine is seeing the connection with you at the moment. So boldness, strength of mind, cunning, charm, fearless, activity, privilege, efficiency, confidence, and retribution. Okay, so that's totally the wrong card. My apologies. That's actually the weasel card. I wonder if the weasel card comes out. Let's try that again. I didn't think the raven was that. I was like, it doesn't sound like the raven. All right, here we go. Let's try that again. Maybe there's a weird reason why that happened. Actually, I wonder. I almost feel like that's your energy. You're like, yep, okay, let's try this again. Picking yourself up. Yep, let's try it again. Setting in your strength. Okay. So the raven represents a sharp, quick intelligence and the talent to anticipate or predict events. It can signify the ability to turn any situation to personal advantage, sometimes without regard for the consequences for others. It may also suggest a tendency towards dangerous pursuits of various kinds. The raven has an appetite for the acquisition of knowledge and knows how to use that knowledge to its best advantage. So when I read that, I think this is how this masculine sees the way that he may have been with you. And I think that this is the energy that you've really had enough of, is that when you guys were together, that there wasn't not equal give and take between the two of you, that you almost feel like this masculine was taking advantage, that he saw situations where, you were giving more than what he was, so the masculine was, and that he was actually comfortable with that. I just heard that, which means that there may have been an income discrepancy here. I have a funny feeling, I just heard it come straight away, that you might have actually been the main breadwinner in this, and that your masculine was actually, at the time, I don't think he's comfortable with it now, but at the time he was quite happy for that. And I don't think that this masculine at the time, so that's what I keep saying, I think that this is old energy that he's reflecting on, is that he could be a little cunning, that he could be a little narcissistic, is what I'm hearing. And I think that he's very aware of that. I think that he was, that he was aware that that's how he treated you. And I don't think he's okay with that. I'm getting this feeling, like I keep seeing this is old energy. I think this is part of the shadow that your masculine is also trying to heal out. I think he understands this about himself and he's really trying to heal it out. I almost get the sense that when I'm saying taking advantage of other people, this is going to sound a little bit random, but straight away I saw like bad checks or something, like I'm going to say it, almost like fraud. For someone that is going to resonate with, I just heard that feeling, or that type of personality that is okay to do fraud, or is okay to really take advantage of another person. I also heard jail time. I don't know why I just heard that, but I also heard jail time as well, for someone that is going to make sense. But I think this is what this masculine is trying to heal out. Like I said, I get this real sense that this is old energy. This is part of that shadow, part of this masculine shadow that he's been trying to heal. And it's this connection which has highlighted this for him. So I think that you and him fought about this a lot, about his tendencies to not be a giver in a relationship, that he has that tendency just to see an opportunity and run with it. So, like I said, I think that this is energy that he's trying very hard to heal out. You would also have knowledge of this, that he's on this journey as well. All right. That was a bit heavy, my beautiful collective. So let's see what the other cards bring through. All right. What have we got here? So I try to keep everything together. All right. Oh, well, this is beautiful. The dolphin card is actually gorgeous. This is about, this is real. It's a really emotional card here. So let's get this. So the number 27. So 27's come up again. So this is clearly an important number, is the number 27. Or the 7th, the second of the 7th. You know what I'm trying to say? All right, we'll get there in a second. All right, so this is all around empathy, sensitivity, compassion, intelligence, playfulness, joy. So the dolphin represents emotional sensitivity and a deep feeling for people. Although this may manifest in wearing their heart on the sleeve, it can also symbolize the ability to listen and to act on inner feelings. This is what I was saying, is this real taking advantage. It was real old, quite negative energy. And this is what this masculine is moving into. This is also how this masculine sees you, right? As a real empathetic person. He knows this about you. And I think when we first started this reading, then I said that you were a really giving person, that you really would give the shirt off your back to someone if you could. And the masculine sees you as this. He knows this about you. He's also trying to step into this energy himself. I just heard that is that you have inspired this masculine, right? To do better, to be a better masculine is what I'm hearing. You've inspired this person. That might also mean that you might be online yourself, or you might be in your mission work, in your healing work yourself, and this masculine can see how far in your journey you've come. I just heard that as well, that this masculine has been watching from the sidelines. That just came to me, watching on the sidelines. He can see this beautiful energy that you're in. All right, so the dolphin has... okay, sorry, I'll start that again. It can also symbolize the ability to listen to and act on inner feelings, or it may signify the importance of interaction with others and the self-fulfillment this can bring. The dolphin has a love of life and cares deeply about people, other animals, and the environment. Yeah, like I said, this is just such a beautiful card. The dolphin might also be a real... it also might be one of your spirit animals, I just heard. But also just a real cups energy. So you could be dealing with, or you are a water sign, so a lot of water here. So either Pisces, I just had Pisces straight away, Scorpio, Cancer. Cancer is also the other water sign, but straight away I was just hearing Pisces, but just a lot of cup energy, so a lot of feeling. Like I said, I think this was old energy, and then this is what this beautiful new healing energy that this masculine is also going through. Like I said, I think he understands his tendencies around that tendency to take advantage, but he's trying to step into this beautiful dolphin energy, trying to have empathy for others, trying to have compassion. Also I was hearing as well, just based on your mission work, so given that you've got so much beautiful empathy for others and for animals and things along those lines, then I think you're really starting to step into your mission work. So I feel like you're a healer of some kind, spiritual healer in some way, spiritual counselor, Reiki, something along those lines. You could also be a reader. We can provide spiritual healing in all sorts of different ways, but you might also be a healer. But like I said, I think this masculine has been watching from the sidelines for some time. And I think that he can see this about you. You're inspiring this masculine to be better. All right. And one more card. One more card for your masculine. So we've got the squirrel, so number 2. For the squirrel. So let's see what the message is here. All right, so we've got... So the squirrel represents the ability to balance the mundane demands of life and higher intellectual and spiritual needs. Although the spiritual side may be hidden beneath a seemingly shallow exterior, it can represent easy and free communication. Although there may be a tendency towards gossip or mischievous interference, the squirrel's apparent carefree enjoyment of life does not prevent it from making prudent and practical preparations for the future. All right, so once again, I think we've got this masculine is trying to bring about some stability in his life, and then ultimately stability that he's going to be able to offer you. So this squirrel energy really reminds me, it's quite page energy. I'm going to be honest. It really reminds you that page is quite an impulsive energy. Doesn't really quite know the direction that they want to go. which I think is what this masculine has been in the past. But I think for the first time, yes, he's trying to really bring about stability. That's just the word that I'm hearing. I'm really trying to ground his life, trying to bring about just a foundation as well. So I'm just seeing the Seven of Pentacles card as well. So I'm really trying to just lay down new foundations in his life, especially given what I was getting through for that Raven. So if that real sneaky behavior, if that resonates with you, then it would make sense that that this masculine really was in that real page energy, and is trying to really step into a much more abundant path, is what I heard. An honest path. I just heard that as well. An honest, abundant path is what this masculine is trying to do. Which is very much, it's inspired by you. I really think that this masculine is stepping into a new cycle in his life. I think just like you, he's sick of putting up with toxicity in his life. If you guys are in a twin flame connection, then you will be mirroring each other as well. So the point of a twin flame, is to highlight all of those areas, but you also attract in someone that will mirror back to you, all of those areas that you need to fix. And you will be mirroring each other in that way at the moment. So if you're sick of toxic people and having, real karmic energy around you, and you're trying to work through that, really step into that self-love, so is your masculine. All right, so are they. He's really trying to step into a far more abundant path himself. I feel like he's been on this journey for quite some time as well. All right, I feel like I need to get one more card for this masculine. One more, and then we'll break it down into. Then I might get the tarot actually, because I want to see what your team wants you to know. But I just want to get one more. I feel like this might be a bit of a longer reading, so maybe go get a snack because I want to get through what your spirit teams want you to know. All right, one more card, please. Oh, actually got two more, so I'll take both of them. If you can see these here, so we've got the unicorn. Oh, it's beautiful, and the eagle. All right, so let's do this. Move these back here. Okay, all right, so we'll deal with the unicorn first. Just leave this over here. All right, the unicorn. Number 39. 39 could be an important number. Third of the seventh, seventh of the third. Sorry, third of the, let's try that again. 37. I don't know why I just said 37. 27 is 37. So 37 I said for a reason. But this is 39. So maybe September might be an important day. Important month, I should say. All right, 39. All right. So the unicorn. The unicorn represents power, inner beauty, and gentleness, but only when the wild side of the personality is in check. So this is so magic that card would come out, because this is what this masculine is trying to do. He's trying to bring about balance in his life. He's trying to bring Six of Pentacles around. If he was this raven energy, and through, your dolphin energy, he's, inspired to be a dolphin, to have more emotional vulnerability, which means I just heard that as well, that if he does have more emotional vulnerability, then it means that he is dealing with his avoidant veil, right? His avoidance of connection, his fear of being tied down, is also what he is dealing with. So if he's got a lot more emotional maturity, then it means he's dealing with his shadow. So number 39, once again. So if you don't keep this in check, it can mean pride, aggressiveness, and stubbornness. The unicorn has the ability to rise above the needs of self. Well, we're just confirming everything that we've been speaking about. So this is that old energy that this masculine is trying to heal out from, is that avoidant tendency, is that sneakiness about him, is, you know, his fear of commitment, of connection of others. And when I say commitment and connection, it's not just with you, like this is just in general. This is what happens when you've got an avoidant veil, is that you don't just avoid romantic partners that come into your life. And certainly it's not just, you know, this beautiful twin flame connection that comes into your life. It's everything, right? It's things, commitments at work, it's commitments with family relationships. That's avoidant of everything. But this is what this unicorn is about, right? It's actually rising from that. It's real phoenix energy. It's rising from those ashes, you know, really dealing with that shadow, learning healthier ways to communicate and to be with others, learning to not hurt others before they hurt you. I just heard that, which is all very typical avoidant behavior. And, you know, that shadow that those avoidants need to heal. But then learning just how to keep that in check, you know, just really stepping into those new cycles. Really beautiful, beautiful energy. And the horses come up again. So horses are clearly important for this collective as well. All right. And then lastly, we've got the eagle, number 35. All right. So 35 could be an important number. 5th of the 3rd, 3rd of the 5th. Okay. So lastly on the eagle, here we go. Keeping it so neat until that point. All right, 35. So we've got the eagle represents the triumph of the mind and spirit over physical restrictions and the strength of mind to gain and use power. This is this masculine stepping into beautiful energy. May also represent the need to renew your life by attaining spiritual insight and freedom from the restraints of the everyday world. So this is him breaking free of the rat race, you know, breaking free of that conditioning that he's had since childhood, stepping into self-love, that real phoenix energy. The eagle has the ability to perceive and understand the true nature of all things, but it also may have the tendency towards excessive pride in its abilities. So once again, I do think that the masculine, and this came up with the unicorn as well, I think that the masculine, and he knows this, but has had the ego has played a big part in his life, you know, which is part of that hard outer shell that he's had to develop as a coping mechanism from childhood, you know, is that ego. You know, the ego in its own way does keep you safe. And that's what has happened here, you know, but I think that this masculine is really soaring above that. He's sorting out his ego. He's really, I just keep hearing really closing out old karmic cycles, really stepping into his own abundance and his own path, really stepping into that very positive energy, which is what we're called to do, right? It's all part of the twin flame journey. All right, that's really beautiful, beautiful energy. So we've got your current energy, we've got your masculine's energy. What I want to do now is I want to get the tarots. I want to see how your beautiful spirit teams are seeing this. So I might just get rid of these, to be honest. And then we'll ring out this energy and then we'll get through the tarot. Get there in a second. All right. Let's ring out that energy and let's get the tarot cards. All right. So I'm going to use these ones today. This is the Sacred Web Oracle deck as well. I'm one of my favorites. So let's bring this through. Just want to bring that again. And I just want to see what your team wants you to know about this connection. The tide to flip up, that was the Chariot card, just so you know, but Chariot in reverse, I have to say. Chariot in reverse, but let's, which is around blockages in the connection, but let's go straight away. Also, we just had the Moon card. So really around intuition is what I'm hearing. So you're really stepping into your intuition as a result of this as well. I was picking up with one of those on your spread, was around, I actually saw the Moon card, right? So you're really stepping into your intuition, into that internal power. But let's keep going with this. All right. Like I said, I'm not quite sure how long this reading will go for. I feel like it might be a bit long, so yeah, get a snack maybe. All right, so let's just split this deck. Just to see, gosh, I'll go here in a second. All right, so we have got the World card, actually. So you're stepping into a brand new cycle. This is the World card, which is really exciting. So this is your overall ruling energy. And then we have also, so this is so magic that this would come up. So the World card, but then we've also got the Six of Cups here. And the Moon again. So both of you were reminiscing. Both of you were looking back at each other at the moment. You're both, for the both of you, this connection is under review, but you're both stepping into brand new cycles. Like I said, this is the World card. That karmic wheel is starting to turn in both of your favor. If that makes sense. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, which is really special. So I've said a couple of times in this reading now, so I can just get this sense you're both stepping into brand new cycles, closing out old karmic cycles, stepping into brand new, ways of doing things, real positive energy. But you're both reminiscing at the moment. You're both in deep reminiscing for each other. So it'll be interesting to see which other cards come out. All right, so let's go. Oh, that actually wanted to come up on the upright, so we'll do that. That World card's come out again. All right, we'll take these as well. Let's bring this down a little bit further. So I'm trying to remember the order they came out. All right, I'm thinking that it's this. And we are running out of space here. Just pop this onto here. All right, so what have we got? The World card came out again. We've got the 8, 7, 7, 8. So I'm just trying to 8. 8 of Pentacles, which is what I was picking up before. So the 8 of Pentacles, but in the reverse, which means that I think you both think that there's some blocking here if it's coming out in the reverse. So the 8 of Pentacles is all around mastery, So this is specific about the connection itself, right? So the Eight of Pentacles is real hard work. It's about mastery. It's becoming. So you've sown those seeds. You know, you're starting to see those manifestations come through in the Seven of Pentacles, and now you're stepping into Eight of Pentacles. Those manifestations have started to come in, and now you're starting to become a master at what you're doing, right? If it's in reverse, though, then it means that you feel that there's been blockers here with that. So you have been, you know, it's been difficult for you to step through with this person, which would totally make sense considering that old energy that we were seeing before, is that you were seeing, or you currently have been seeing, this connection as a bit of almost at a stalemate. I'm feeling with this person that there has been a lack of progression here, that you want to lay down roots with this person, that you want to step into a commitment, and this person with you as well. But there's just a block here. And I'm just hearing as well that if there are blockers, and it's for a reason, that you will be being protected by your team, and that the time just isn't right yet for these blockages to be removed, for these veils to be removed yet, is what I was hearing. So trust in divine timing is what I just heard. We've then got the Six of Wands, which is all around recognition, triumph, you know, but that's been a blockage here. So this next card is all around blockages in this connection, and this is a blockage that's been here. I mean, you both want to be, in this overall sense, that you both want to be in a Six of Wands energy. You both want that recognition, and you want others to look in it, you both, and be like, yeah, wow, like look at those two. You know, they've really been through it and they've come out to the other end, is what I'm hearing. And you both want that recognition from those people around you, and also of each other. But given the healing journey that you've both been on, you haven't been able to step into that energy yet. Like I said, I think there's been distance between the two of you, both physical and emotional, for some time. I don't think that you've actually seen this person for quite a while. I just heard that motorbike again. I don't know if you can hear that that's picking up, but I just heard that motorbike again. I think it's a bit of a confirmation. So there we go. Actually, they're really loud out there. So if you're picking it up, that's Mike's picking it up. That's what it is. But yeah, there's been this real lack of, yes, of recognition. There's been blockages, but you've both needed this time to heal. I just heard that, you know, you both, and look at this beautiful energy that you're in now. And also when you're this masculine, like you've been really inspiring this masculine to be better, you know. What's that movie with Helen Hunt in it? I just heard this, and for fear of making this a gendered reading, because I don't want this to be a gendered reading, but I just heard, you make me want to be a better man. I just heard that. So that might actually resonate with some of you. But yeah, but then we're stepping into these new cycles, you know, like I said, this is that real world energy. It's complete completion, stepping into something new. And I think you both want this for each other, or with each other, not for each other, but with each other. And I think you're both stepping into, I just get this sense, I'm seeing the Fool card actually. I'm seeing the real Fool card come through, as you're both wanting to step through here. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So the Five of Pentacles, of course, is all around, you know, being out in the cold, that distance between the two of you. I think you both want to close this distance here, which means this masculine may be ready to be maybe considering to reach out, actually. After we've done this, I might actually get the little black cards and just see what this masculine's next steps might be. I also heard that you might be quite shocked by this masculine when he does come through, like really shocked at how much healing he's done. But this is sorry, back to the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So this is very much in the cold, you know, real downtrodden, distance between the two of you. You're wanting to come out of this. You don't want to be in the cold with each other anymore. And we've got Seer of Air. So Seer of Air is the king. So this is the king of swords, but in the reverse. So that's very interesting that we come around in the reverse. So in the upright, the King of Wands, is a real master of his mind. He knows exactly what he wants. He's very clear. He's a very logical thinker, very logical person. He's very strong in that. He can also be a little cold, the King of Wands. But in the reverse, it can actually be a real, I don't want to say vindictive, but it can be a very cold energy. It can be very, really a lot of distance. I'm getting that real distance card between the two of you, which is something that you guys are wanting to heal out from, right? Like you're wanting to close this energy or this distance between the two of you. I just get hearing that over and over again. The King of Swords in reverse it's also quite a manipulative energy as well. Which is going back to this masculine as that energy that he's trying to heal out at the moment. As that real King of Swords in reverse energy, so real manipulation. Really being able to take it, to see the advantage and then take that advantage. It's quite a wounded masculine energy as well, but that's, it's what he's trying to heal out from here. And this is what you're both seeing this masculine as, so this, I'll just pull this out of here, my little owl there. But this is your Divine Emperor, right? So wanting to move from this King of Swords in reverse into this Divine Emperor. So you see this person as your Emperor, as your Divine Masculine. But this is also the energy that your masculine is trying to move into. So he's trying to move out of this reverse king into this beautiful masculine energy. Someone that I heard that you can be proud of is what he's wanting. Real, just really understands what he wants, where he's going, stability. It's a very strong card. It's what's the Divine Masculine. So it's really beautiful. This is also the Ram as well. So you could be dealing with an Aries. You could also be dealing with a fire sign, or you could be a fire sign. So that is Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. You could be dealing with as well. All right. Just feel like I need to get just a couple more cards. On how you both see this connection. All right, so these both just came out. So we've got here, which is your Nine of Cups. So this is wish fulfillment. So both of you see this connection as a wish fulfillment. You both want a Nine of Cups with each. You both see each other as your Nine of Cups. So this is what I mean is I have this feeling that this masculine is getting ready to come forward. He's done a lot of healing. You're really in deep introspection and reflection on each other. I just have this feeling that he might be ready to come forward, but I will tap in. I'll get the next steps. But yes, you both see each other as this Nine of Cups, which is, really beautiful. And then we have here, so this is the Devil, but the Devil in reverse. So the Devil in reverse is, when I see this card, so what this means to me is about that internal battle, right? So external is all around, those karmic cycles. On the upright is all those karmic cycles that come through, addictions, karmic people, the way the way you interact with the world, really, and that in the external. The internal, though, is around that internal battle. So things around, being really hard on yourself, real self-hate, right? The opposite of self-love, and really trying to work on that. Not having that internal strength, feeling very bound by things. And that's what you've both been working on at the moment, so which makes sense. You've been really working on that internal shadow. It's real shadow work. I see that. Which is this energy that you're both starting to come out of as well. Also signified by the fact that it's in reverse. You're starting to come out of that energy. And you're starting to step into this world card. You're interesting that I would put it literally straight under the world card. I've just seen that I've done that because, you're stepping out of this devil energy and coming into, starting those brand new cycles, healthier ways of doing things. Which is lovely. Okay, so that's really what your team, your overall connecting energy, what your team wants you to know. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get next steps for this masculine as well. So I need to get my little black cards for this. Being called to those. All right, I'm just going to bring out that energy again. I just want to get these little black cards. So what are the next steps for this masculine? What does he want to do? When I say next steps, I'm talking about near future as well. So over the next few weeks, what's going to be happening? Next steps for this masculine, couple more. Like I said, I do get this feeling that he is wanting to reach out. So I feel like I just need to get one more here. One more, please. And being particular, I just want one more, please. Gosh, there we go. That took, that one wanted to come out too, but didn't. We've got girl talk. So happily single, living in the moment, having fun. I just get this sense that you're masculine and you are mirroring each other. So I feel that just as much as you're wanting to get out there and, and have this new energy about you, I think that your masculine does as well. I wouldn't say moving on and happily single. I don't get that feeling at all. But, living in the moment, having fun, time with friends, I think that both of you would have been in a bit of isolation here, real introspection. And I think that he's wanting to get out more as well. But that card didn't actually come out. I was just told to look at it. But let's have a look. What's come through here? So we've got passion. So insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. So of course, talks to that connection with you. Had the mask. Separation and self-indulgence. All right. I think I have a feeling this actually came out first, but we'll deal with this as they are here. So so separation. Let's deal with that first. So separation. So you guys are in separation at the moment. You were both thinking about it. So just confirming what I was picking up on is that it's been some time since you guys have seen each other. And this is really on this masculine's mind at the moment. I'm not sure if a decision has been made yet, but he is certainly thinking about it. He certainly wants to come through because we've got this passion here, right? So we've got insane chemistry, liking each other equally. Like you are on this masculine's mind like you wouldn't believe. And he's ascending, like, it's just beautiful. So ascending obstacles, learning experience, new phase, preparing for union. Here we go. So he is thinking about union with you. He wants to come through. Like I said, I didn't get my coffee cup card. I didn't get my lightning card either, which are typically, you know, that you've definitely got something coming through. But which is why I'm tending to think that maybe a decision hasn't quite yet been made, but he wants to. Like, I just get this sense that it won't be long before you are hearing from him. Yep, so ascending, you know, new phase. This is all about him phoenixing, dealing with his shadow, all that amazing shadow work that he's doing as well. But then abundance, right? So keeping positive mindset, manifesting exactly what he wants. He's trying to manifest you in very much. He just cannot stop thinking about this passion between the two of you, this insane chemistry that you both had, which is exactly what happens with twin flames. The twin flame card didn't actually come out here, but given the journey that you've both been on, I think it's pretty safe to assume that you would identify with the twin flame connection. And then we've got masks. This is what, you know, so he hasn't been showing his true feelings to you up until this point. Like, he knows this is what is playing on his mind. So not showing true feelings, pretending, you know, very much wearing his mask with you. You know, he knows this. But then we've got the self-indulgent card, right? So self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. This is what he's been doing. So we've had the ascending and the self-indulgent card. So there's been a lot of inner work that your masculine has been going through. Like I said, when he does come through, I think that you're going to be shocked. I'm getting that real, like, aha moment, like, oh my goodness, when he does come through. I'm just hearing I need to take another couple. So let's see if this coffee cup or if the lightning does come out. I'll be interested. Just hearing two more. So two more, please, Spirit, two more. One. It's the dragonfly, which is all around, you know, it's another healing card for me is the word I'm looking for. It's a real metamorphosis card. You know, all around change, healing. All right, one more, please. All right, let's see what this one is. Sunglasses. So he's looking in. He's looking. So watching, looking, stalking. I think you can definitely feel this. Like I said, I don't know if this masculine has made a decision yet, but he's looking in at you. He is watching. And I'm going to put that under the passion as well. So he knows the passion between the two of you. He's looking in. He wants to come through to you. I know he does. I just don't know if a decision's been made yet, at least over the next couple of weeks, at least. But I just get such a feeling from him that he wants to, you know, he could be going through some serious messiness in his life at the moment, as well as part of his healing journey, you know, closing out karmic cycles. So he could also be wanting to just, you know, come through to you in the right way. I just heard that. So that could be what's causing a bit of a pause at the moment in him coming through is, you know, that he wants to come through to you in the right way, which is good, you know, because he is still going through that dragonfly. So he's still healing, changing, you know. But he's looking in at the moment for sure. He's definitely looking in. Oh, all right. Well, look, I think that's about as much as I can get for you from the reading today. It would be very interesting to hear from you as to how it actually goes. It was a really lovely reading, so thank you for that. That was a lot of fun actually reading that today. I would ask that you like and subscribe to the channel. If you have made this all the way through to this point, then I would ask that you do like and subscribe. Obviously, it helps me, but more importantly, it helps these messages actually get out to those that need to hear them. So it would be really lovely if you could support in that way too. All right. Well, look, best of luck. I know you've got this. It would be lovely to hear from you. Okay, I'll see you in the next reading.